Our conversation will be on the future of startups in a digital world. And, that's just a brief intro into it. Now, the future of startups with rapid technological advancements, AI, and a shift toward digital-first businesses. How can startups survive and thrive in this new era? And we have Wilson Agaba, a business consultant and a financial analyst in the studio to further delve into this conversation. Good morning. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Wilson.
Thank you for having me.
Now, just generally, what do you even think is actually the future of startups in this new age with AI, with all these things happening, this move, instant moves?
All right. Basically, in order to look at the future of startup, you have to first of all estimate what digitization and digital transformation is doing to our world. And then therein lies your business environment. And that is what is going to determine what the future will look like for SME. To start with, there are two terms that we bandy around, use interchangeably, although they are closely related in this issue. We have digitalization, which has to do with converting analog information into digital form with the hope of improving existing processes. While digital transformation has to do with taking advantage of digital technology to rethink what you are doing, do a whole new thing. You could say digitalization is doing what is existing in a better way. And you can call digital transformation doing better things, doing it a whole new way. Now, if you look at it, we are having more access to information. The digital platform has made it possible for us to have more access to information. You can go on your social media now and get any information. I can see something on the way, my way to work, and I can quickly post it on social media. I can even do video, I can even live stream, and everybody watch. It doesn't go through any vetting, any constraints and all of that. And of course, we have a wider market now. So competition in another continent can become your competition here in Nigeria, because through e-commerce, we are able to buy things that you can make here from China, from the US, from Germany, and whatever. So you have a global market, which is an advantage in itself and a disadvantage to you if you don't know how to use it. And then we have financing options springing up here and there. You now have crowdfunding platform, you have peer-to-peer borrowing, you have e-payment system. Of course, I would throw in the advent of blockchain technology, heralding the entry of coins, cryptocurrencies, and digital coins, and all of these things coming in. These are also ways that is going to affect businesses. And of course, another issue related to access to information that I mentioned earlier is the drive for sustainability and impact on the environment. Of course, a lot of people who are environment crusader or the green crusader tend to favor products that are done in an environmentally friendly way. And of course, that information is all over the internet and all of that. Culture, you can see that culture is merging and the distinctive line between culture is blurring away. So much so that sometimes people here in Africa think that certain laws that hold true in the United States of America should hold true here. I was listening to a conversation on divorce issue one time somewhere, and the lady thought so much that the law that guides divorce in the US is the same as Nigeria, and a lawyer had to pull her through. And then you see our culture is changing. We are leaving the traditional rigid culture to a more flexible one where we are adapting to what we see on the internet. And then you have more technology available to you. You can easily develop new product and even simulate it, test it on the computer rather than testing in the market, thereby reducing cost of producing new products and all of that. So a lot of things are happening. And let me throw in there, this will also cause, it will also herald a complex regulatory framework for operation for all businesses, So how do we protect your data? you are logged into, say, Facebook, if I'm allowed to say that. You are logged into Facebook, social media platform, and your information is there. You have your phone number, you have your email, you have some of you even check in. You get to a place, they just check into this place.
Yes.
You know, so
and
you also have I have to call this one. You have a Google map something that you use to trace where you are going. Behind what you are getting to Trust TV, you are coming from your house to Trust TV and you just put Trust TV my destination. It takes you there. Google is also gathering information about your movement around.
Yes, it happened to me. At the end of the month, I see this, your movement throughout the month.
Exactly. So wherever your phone goes, it goes. And then you have issues like find your phone that is on many phones. You have to on location. So it's tracking your movement and all of that. And your microphone is listening to you. Just talk about Gele in your house, and the next thing you go on social media, you are seeing different things about Gele. So these are the things that digital transformation and digitalization is bringing. How do we ensure that this information that is being gathered are used in a legal way?
Okay, so let's come back now to the startups.
Yes.
You've given, this is like a whole lot of information to help them. How can they use these things to help, and how will they thrive in this age, in this time?
Good. Now, the advent of digitalization and digital transformation bears good news and bad news for startups.
Okay.
The good news is that you can now do a lot with very little. The brick and mortar kind of business is becoming unnecessary for most kinds of businesses. So you can produce your small chops from your house, and then you can market it on social media and a lot of e-commerce platform, and people can order from you for as much as they can. You don't need to go and set up a big building. That is an advantage. All right. You can also access funding from alternative financing platforms such as crowdfunding, peer-to-peer lending, loan apps, and all of that. You know, all these things are available to you. Customer engagement, you use your social media handle to engage with your customer, take feedback from them. You don't need to go and pay a consultant to go and do survey for you and all of these things. All of these things are good, and the benefits that startups can get from digitalization and digital transformation. I will go deeper into that. I want to also touch a little bit about the disadvantages.
Okay.
Some of the disadvantages is that, number one, you need certain level of skills to be able to adapt your business to the digital age. You know, you have to have a little bit of computing, you have to have a little bit of data analysis, you have to have a little bit of cyber security. No, maybe not coding, but know what you should protect, know what your password should look like, know how often you should change your password, know what you should impute in order to get what. And of course, let me also throw in AI. In order to tell AI to do something for you, you need to understand how to prompt the AI to do it. You know, implementing blockchain technology for your accounting and all of this other stuff, it requires some skills, which means you will need to retool. Another problem is that you need substantial investment.
Is retooling a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing. Now, I was going into the problem of retooling. Yeah, the problem of retooling is there is a substantial cost involved in changing the tools to something new. You know, but when you are a new startup, you are about to start, you don't have to do the old infrastructure. You can go straight into the new infrastructure, which is usually easier, you know. So it's going to be easier for you to innovate, but then you need some level of skills, you need proper retooling, and you need to be adept in the knowledge and trend of things, because before you know it, something is out and another better thing is coming. You know, we had blockchain, the wave of blockchain from 2008 up until sometimes in 2018. And then we started hearing AI is going to be this, is going to be, and then we have the likes of ChatGPT and OpenAI and all of those things. And now it's only history. And beyond that, we are now having different versions of AI, you know. And if time is not taken, very soon we'll get to a point where AI can actually think for itself. And then we hear another big thing. So there will always be disruption. If you are incapable of understanding the trend and repositioning yourself to adapt to the new things, you will be left behind. It is easier to leave you behind very quickly in a matter of days in a digital age than it would have been in the traditional age, because change, disruptive change, takes time to take root. But these days, it can be only a matter of weeks, and then you are off the market.
Yes, if you're not, careful. So let's come back to funding. Keep on mentioning crowdfunding, peer-to-peer. Now, how has digitization changed startup funding? That's one. We've merged two questions for you in that. And can crowdfunding and DeFi revolutionization,
revolution, digital transformation,
startup financing, how does that impact it?
All right. Before now, if I have a great idea, I call it great, and I see it's viable, and I want to, launch the idea, I will have to go to the bank, the traditional banks, and to get a loan. And the bank will tell me I need to present a collateral, which startup usually don't have. Because if you do have, you won't be going there in the first place. Another option for you would have been family and friends. Usually, they don't have this amount of money. As a business consultant, I always tell my client that there's a level of financing that is required for your business to take off. If you are one kobo short of that level, you can never take off. You would waste your money. So sometimes you see people try to start and they are unable to start. All right, because they are unable to get this money. And then the process of getting money from the bank is too stringent that most of the time you can't pass. Now, what crowdfunding, which in this case is defined as a situation where we use a digital platform to get many people, including the people who don't even know the promoter of the ideas, to put small amount of money in order to make the necessary bulk amount that they need to float this idea come to fruition. All right, so crowdfunding, if you are on social media, you usually see this comment, you see a very good innovation. They will tell you, okay, this transportation is going to be this in so place. We have already implemented in so place. If you want to, you can invest as little as $5. That's crowdfunding. Everybody is bringing their 10 kobo, and you can bring it to gain a share in the company, or you can bring it for just to share profit. You are not an owner. You can bring it for interest, whatever it is. There are different versions of it. Okay, so now you don't need to present collateral to anybody. What you are putting down there is, one, your own integrity, two, the power of the idea that you are promoting. So that's what people see. You don't need to give anybody a collateral. And when it comes to peer-to-peer, you have platform where you have some money you are not using now, and I say I need the money now. The platform allows you to give me the money, and then I can give you back with an interest or without an interest, depending on who is working on it. So it has really opened up alternatives for financing startup, which is what we are calling alternative financing in the scholarly world now.
Okay, so last question just before we go, because time is against us. Which industries will see the biggest digital startup boom?
Of course, it's the service industry. It's the service industry because once you have all this digitization and digital transformation all over, the service industry, of course, takes the lead because they don't have any tangible things they produce. They produce services. You can see that consulting firms are already using AI, and you can see that companies that are into software development are using AI to even generate codes to come up with concepts of new products and all of that. The real industry, including the manufacturing industries, they will always catch up because they will need digitization and digital transformation for their new marketing strategy, for their new sales strategy, for customer engagement, to improve their production processes, and of course the supply chain management. But of course, I think that the service industry will always take a lead because it doesn't cost them anything to change.
Yes. All right, thank you so much, Mr. Wilson Agaba, for joining us today on Business Daily to discuss the future of startups in a digital world. Time would allow us to go deeper because we have to end the program at this time. That's what much we have for you today on Business Daily. Same time, same place next tomorrow to stay with us. My name is Chiamaka Nwafor.